Hey guys, Blaze Gamer here, back with another YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling 2, not even close. Going to be giving a video essay and as well as a breakdown and a prediction for the rematch and a round by round analysis on the first fight. So let's get straight to it. So just looking at the very first round, Aljamain Sterling immediately put pressure on Petr Yan, backing him up, throwing multiple combinations to his head and body, leg kicks, body kicks, head kicks, everything, committing to his trash talk leading up to the fight. Aljamain was very confident in his grappling, his striking, and just saying he was a better all-round fighter. He was saying he was going to Khabib Yan, school him, take him to a place that he's never been to before. But in the first round, Yan has a very patient approach, much like he was in the Uriah Faber fight, just taking the first round to figure out Aljamain Sterling's timing, his range, his grappling, just really being methodical, as I say, slowly feinting his way into the range of Sterling in the first round. His boxing defense was technically sound. His hands were up at all times. Each fight Petr Yan really does improve his grappling, improve this fight, his boxing, even though his boxing defense is always great. He's always got his hands up. Sterling was going for takedowns. He was opening up on takedowns, but Yan defended them with ease in the first round. Absolutely no issue with defending Aljamain Sterling takedown. Not in any danger of getting taken down by Aljamain, considering the amount of trash talk he was talking to Yan about his grappling. Aljamain really didn't showcase any elite level grappling in the first round. But whenever Yan did land a takedown, especially in this round, Yan landed a couple of takedowns, but he never ever went to the ground. He never went for a ground and pound with Aljo, because Aljamain Sterling's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and also trains with Matt Serra. But the first round, very competitive, great round. As for who I'd score, I definitely would favour Aljo. His pressure, he was more active, he was just more effective in his shots. As I say, Yan wasn't really throwing much, he was just sort of picking his shots, taking his time and getting a read on Aljamain. But looking at round number 2, Yan straight away opens up very fast with his boxing, really looking to make a statement. He must have felt like he was behind, so he probably just wanted to come in quick, really get the respect back from Aljamain, show that he's the best bantamweight in the division. But through all that striking, through Aljamain opening up with his boxing, Aljamain was still striking forward with takedown attempts, clinch control. Yan refused to take a back step. He was not backing down from Aljamain. As I say, he really wanted to prove that why he's the champion, he's the better fighter, which he did. But as I say, Yan refuses to take a back step, shows great takedown defense once again, and manages again to land another takedown of his own. And what's really cool about this, you'd think with how competent Aljo was in his grappling, you'd think he would be a bit discouraged by the fact that Yan was just able to take Aljamain Sterling down so easily. But none of it ever discouraged Aljamain. He never seemed put off, he never seemed intimidated, or he never ever, as I say, back down. He kept on moving forward, throwing an array of attacks at Petr Yan, including a spinning back fist, more body kicks, head kicks. There was times where he landed a couple of head kicks in Yan that were looking good. But in this round, you could kind of see that he was fatiguing a little bit. Aljamain was definitely fatiguing, slowing down. But as I say, throughout the round, Aljamain was not giving Yan any room to move, nullifying his boxing, closing down that range, so Yan's not able to land any straight punches. But just on effectiveness, I gotta say, Yan takes it. Yan was landing the more cleaner shots, as I say, more deadly on his takedown, just taking him down with ease, just throwing him about. Aljamain almost seemed like he had a bit of an adrenaline dump coming into the second round. Again, just looking at his punches, they were slower. Again, he was very effective in his punches, in his pace towards Yan, but as I say, Yan was just more effective, more significant, a bit more accurate in his punches. Whenever he did land on Aljo in the second round, it was hurting Aljo. But as I say, Aljo's got a heart. He had a lot of heart in this fight. He showed that he really wanted that belt, and he's definitely a top dog in the bantamweight division, as he has proved in all his UFC fights. But as I say, the second round, I'd definitely say it was a semi-close round, kind of close, but Yan just taked it pretty clearly to me. I think it was took the round pretty clearly, excuse me guys. But Yan definitely won that second round. As I say, Aljo just as I say, almost had like a bit of an adrenaline dump. Like, yeah, he had a lot of hype coming into the first round, just really slowed down in the third round. But kicking off on the third round, Jan sets the pace. The round comes forward immediately, landing more significant strikes straight away. Just trying to again open up on his boxing, put Aljo in danger, get him backing up, getting intimidated by his power. Maybe get Aljo to throw, but as I say, Aljo was still throwing kicks to the body, really trying to insert his dominance again and take control of the octagon. At this point in the fight, as I say, in the third round, you can definitely tell Jan is the much fresher fighter. As you know, there are times in this round where he was still walking Aljo down, backing him up and taking him down very easily, sort of throwing him about, with wrestling trips. Not regardless, when Aljo was on the ground, Jan was still very cautious, engaging with him on the ground again, just because he's got elite level jiu-jitsu. Definitely seemed like Aljo was looking for a leg or an arm or anything that Jan would give him, but as I say, Aljo didn't really land anything significant. He definitely did have his moments in this third round with a couple low calf kicks that hurt Jan towards the end of the round, that definitely had him backing up and definitely got him thinking. I think this round Jan definitely showed a great display of just boxing, combination to the body, to the head. Again, didn't really open too much on his kicks. He just wanted to walk Aljo down and potentially get the finish. It kind of just seemed Jan was being, as I say, just picking his shots, taking his time. But Aljo's style is a bit wacky, a bit wild, wasn't really being too effective in the round number 3. Felt like Jan was just walking through him. But moving on to round number 4, Jan, again, as I say, much fresher fighter. As I say, Aljo just seems like he's getting more and more tired throughout the fight. As I say, all that adrenaline and that rush of energy he had in the first round really just sort of weared off. As I say, he never really took a back step, but just in round number 4, Petr Jan landed a takedown within the first 10 seconds, which just sort of shows where Aljo was at, probably physically. Just very drained, a lot of blood in his muscles. There's a lot of clinching in this fight. There was a lot of clinching throughout the fight of them just holding each other against the fence, and most of the time Jan did come out on top. But as I say, none of Jan's sort of effective striking or none of his champion presence ever backed Aljamain down. He always kept on coming forward. As I say, Jan in the 4th round opened up with his boxing, landed a few clean punches that really hurt Aljo throughout the fight. As I say, a lot of clinch control and coming to the illegal knee. Jan was landing several knees, just sort of closing the distance as Aljamain backed away. He would land a couple knees to the head in that clinch, which is why I think it led on to this disqualification. So coming in to this round, I was also scoring it 2-1. Jan. I had the first round you could give to Aljamain just because of it, as I say, effective, just more active, more busy, the busier fighter. But rounds 2, 3, obviously you can't count 4, but he was winning rounds 2, 3 and 4 until, as I say, the disqualification. But definitely got 2 rounds for Jan. If you look at the knee, you could definitely see it was accidental, just because of all the little subtle hints, all those knees that he's landing throughout the fight. It definitely seemed accidental. There was a lot of times where Aljamain was just hugging in, going in for Jan's legs, but not really doing anything, not really setting it up with anything, just sort of hooking him against the fence. So you could kind of see the frustration in Jan. Perhaps that's why he did it. He was just frustrated with the fact that he kept on trying to sniff his crotch but not really do anything. Whenever Jan would set up takedowns, there was force and there was a pressure behind him. It kind of seemed Aljo was very scrappy, very impatient. As I say, he didn't really have a game plan. It seemed coming into this fight, where he did say his game plan was to take him down, but he never really landed a takedown. I believe Petr Jan's takedown defense was 92%. I believe he stuffed 11 of 13 takedowns, which is crazy. Jan also had a 68% striking accuracy rate. As I say, just looking at coming into the 4th round and just sort of overall this fight definitely displayed that Jan is the true champion of the bantamweight division. He displayed elite level grappling, elite level boxing, always improving boxing. His hands improve every fight. As I say, nothing against Aljo, even though Aljo had a lot of heart and he never stopped fighting. He fought every second. He never stopped throwing punches, kicks. He's very creative in the way he threw his attacks, but just nothing significant, nothing that really got Jan really intimidated and really shocked, like, oh my god, this dude's powerful. But as I say, I'd definitely give Aljo the first round, but his grappling just looked terrible. I thought he kind of embarrassed himself, Aljamain did, again, with all the trash talk he was talking. He really embarrassed himself in his grappling. He didn't prove to have any real answers for Jan. Whenever Jan had Aljamain on his back, or sort of had where Jan was this dominator in the grappling side of it, Aljamain just sort of looked clueless. He didn't really know what to do. He seemed so confident on his grappling that he forgot about Jan striking. You know, Jan was very much the more effective striker in this fight. And as I say, going into the rematch, I think it's an easy fight for Jan. As I say, he knows he's the better fighter. He knows he's the all-round better fighter than him. I think his game plan coming into the rematch will definitely be to open up on his boxing a lot more. I know Jan is a very slow starter. As I say, rounds 2 and 3 are definitely his strongest rounds, is when he starts sort of opening up more on his boxing, his kicks. So as I say, I think in the rematch he definitely will need to open up more in his boxing a lot quicker, and I do believe that's what he will do. I think there's nothing in Aljamain Sterling's game that is a threat to Petr Yan. He's got no knockout power in his hands, as he proved in the first fight. He's got no real power in his takedowns at all. So, as I say, coming into that rematch, Jan knows he can get the finish. As I say, that first round will be the deadliest round in the rematch, because that's when I think Jan will definitely come out. As I say, he won't hold back. He won't give Aljamain the respect he gave him in that first fight, as I say, because it was very competitive leading up to the fight. We all thought, oh, this is, if you look at the betting odds was very split. I believe Jan was the favourite, but it was very split down the line. It was very 50-50. So coming into this fight, I believe Jan will be the heavy favourite, and Jan will definitely, as I say, in the first round, look to really open up on his striking, not take his time, get at Aljamain taking a back step, not letting it be an evenly paced fight, because I think, as I say, throughout those rounds, first 3 rounds were very evenly paced. Probably towards the end of the third, going into the fourth, Jan was slowly starting to take over, and I believe Jan was definitely setting himself up for a finish in the later fights. His performance, as I say, also reminded me of Jose Aldo. He was walking Jose Aldo down as a very Muay Thai fight. The pace was fairly similar to the pace in this fight. Both guys not really want to take a back step. There was no clear dominator in that fight. But as I say, Petr Yan walked Jose Aldo down, gassed him out, got him fatigued, and then eventually got the finish in the late round. Kind of seemed how this fight was setting up. It just seemed like Aljo wasn't getting any more energy. He just looked like he was getting more tired throughout the round. He seemed exhausted, and I believe in the fifth, Jan just opened up more to the body and punching him to the body set up with an uppercut. And I think, as I say, this first fight, I think Jan was definitely going to get the finish in this fight. But as I say, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let me know how you think the rematch is going to go down. Do you think it will be close? Do you think Aljamain could possibly get the victory? I just don't see, as I say, I just don't see how the rematch will go Aljamain's way. I just don't think Aljamain's, as I say, he's not got the striking to really be a threat to probably anybody in the top 5. And his grappling, I mean, we've seen his grappling in the Jan fight, and it looked terrible. So I don't think he's really got much threat or much aggression as a champion. I don't think there's anyone in the top 5 that really looks at Aljamain, oh, he's a formidable opponent. I don't know if I'm going to get from him. I think, as I say, the only fight to make next is the Jan rematch. As I say, Jan will definitely come into that fight more confident, looking to take Aljamain's head off, which he should. As I say, the knee I believe was completely accidental, just the little hints throughout the fight leading up to it. But as I say, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it lived up to, kind of what I was talking it up to be. I hope it lived up to all the hype. I hope you guys keep enjoying these kind of videos. I do want to keep on doing more these style of videos, rematch talks, rematch video essays, and I know you guys really did enjoy the Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington video. I really do appreciate the support. But if you guys didn't check out my Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier 3 fight announcement. I'll leave my reaction down below, as well as the Kelvin Gastelum and Robert Whittaker fight card breakdown. So I'll leave a link for both those videos down below. You guys could please like, subscribe, and peace.
Left hand punch from the clinch.
Right hand upstairs. Nice handiwork by him there as he lands yet another punch.
He does not take time to admire his work. He just goes right back to work.
And he landed the right hand there. Oh, beautiful strike there by Israel Adesanya. He's got a lifetime in the game, not a lifetime in the UFC, but you see, this is a lifelong striker who is very dangerous with all. Oh! And just like that, the fight is over.
He's done. He's done. What a fight.